So you mentioned that, communication is the key to be able to have these conversations, to push back, to work together. So, but you also brought up how emotional this can be. This is your child, you're stressed, you're worried, you're walking into this big meeting. So oftentimes emotions can run high. So communication, while you may mean for it to be positive and productive, it maybe doesn't land that way. How can you recover or pivot from a meeting that didn't go well? And you're meeting 4 times a year and I just blew it, or the conversation derailed and it wasn't productive. Where do you go from there when that happens?
So the first way to address that is to not let it happen if you can, which means be prepared. If you're going in to discuss an evaluation, make sure you understand the evaluation, make sure you understand the results of the evaluation, make sure you understand either the recommendations being made or what recommendations should be made. Again, that there's no one standing behind you. I know it's hard. And when you have a child with disabilities, you don't have a lot of free time. But that's what you have to do. You have to be prepared. Remember what's on the other IEP. Have your records very well organized so that you can look at the previous IEP and say, but they didn't master this. It should still be worked on. So if you know exactly what you're going into the IEP meeting wanting, and I always recommend that parents submit a parent concerns form before the PPT. I keep saying that, before the IEP meeting. So, these are my concerns. Now, I'm an attorney. I get involved when it's a mess. So yes, I'm going more towards the negative. You probably want to include their strengths too, right? These are the areas in which they thrive. These are the things that I see as working really well for them. And here are the things that I think we need to talk about, and submit that beforehand. So everybody knows what you want to talk about and there are no surprises. If you haven't seen an IEP, if you haven't seen draft goals and objectives, if you don't have the progress monitoring, it's going to be difficult for you to be informed at that IEP meeting. And what I would recommend to parents is they sit and they listen and they say, I can't comment to this. I can listen to everything you're telling me. I can't tell you if I agree or disagree. I'm seeing this for the very first time. But I will listen to you. And recording IEP meetings is a great tool. And now that we do so many of them on Zoom, it's so easy to record. I don't know what the recording laws are in your state, but if you record the IEP meeting, the school district has a right to record it as well. So you must tell them if you're recording it. You can, they can't say you can't, but you have to tell them so that they can record as well. But that's wonderful, because sometimes only one parent can be there, right? And if the other parent can't, then they can hear later. If you feel blindsided by something, you can say, I don't have an answer for that right now. I'm going to need to process that, and we'll come back to an IEP meeting. You can call an IEP meeting at any time.
It doesn't have to wait quarterly. Yep. You can say, I've got concerns.
Yep. Well, and so they don't have to be quarterly. That's when you get your progress monitoring. Okay. There's an annual IEP meeting that must occur every year by a certain date, depending on when your child, what it says on their document. But if you have concerns outside of that, you can call an IEP meeting. You can say, I have these concerns and I want to discuss it at the IEP meeting. Now, sometimes the school will say, I don't think that's an IEP issue.